Angel. Thank you so much for being a part of Life After University and contributing your experience, your learning to our series. It's lovely to have you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And I love to help out those students because I came across loads of difficulties and obstacles when I start searching for my job.
Mhm.
So I really wish my advice could help those students who are facing especially the COVID situation right now.
I'm sure it sure will help other students. And to start with that, tell us a bit more about yourself, where you come from, and how you did it so far.
Okay, so let me tell you more about myself.
Yeah.
So firstly, my name is Angel, and I have done a master's degree in international trade operation and strategy at Warwick University, and I have completed a bachelor degree in business and marketing management at University of Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
I grew up in Hong Kong as a busy international hub in Asia, and actually I have had an international upbringing life and study and live and work in several Asian and European country. And I have been studying in the UK for around 6 years time. That's why I understand very well about the course communication from different cultures. And also I have worked in Hong Kong, Germany, Thailand, and also Japan, so which makes me a global thinker and could interact with people from different countries. And currently, I'm working in a media company, POAD, in Hong Kong. So I mainly I could rotate in marketing, HR, sales, in project management department. And so after a few years, then I could progress to be a manager. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm in so many different countries and so much of rich experience that you have that you can share with us at this point in time. So tell us a bit more about yourself in terms of how your life was at Warwick, and most importantly, how do you think that living in Warwick or studying there and the last 6 years in the UK have helped shape your professional life in a way?
Yeah, so as everyone knows that Warwick consistently ranked very high and renowned for management education among the top university over the world. And Warwick actually provides us so many resources in helping us to look for job and help us to discover which job area you are interested, as well as prepare for interview or the networking event. So I think those resources could greatly help me to better understand myself, as well as create opportunity for me to get a job which is suitable for me. And that's why for this opportunity helps me to understand very well about the job market and also develop my skill set for particularly for the employers looking for. And apart from it, this course offered me the opportunity to learn and sharpen the skills in operation and project management, because for this master course is very practical, unlike bachelor degree. And so I am happy to be able to apply the knowledge and also the practical skills that I learned from class into the workplace. Yeah.
That's lovely. I feel university life is so enriching. There's so much to learn from, and especially the kind of networking that we do with so many different students. And
Yeah.
Warwick being the one where you have so many people coming from different countries and different cultures, there's so much to learn in terms of like professional skills and other skills. And like you mentioned, you have to be willing to use those skills in your professional life. And that can be so helpful during uni if you really, really focus on that.
Yeah, definitely.
I completely agree. Also, on that note, you just mentioned that you come from different countries, I mean, working in different countries. How do you think the
Yes.
different kind of country experience, now we talked about university, how has the different kind of country experience shaped your professional life or you as a professional person?
Since I have been working in different countries and study abroad, and I think that it really helps me to understand the importance of cross-cultural communication, because since like people from different countries, they got different habits and also different ways to communicate with them. That's why, especially nowadays in the professional world, it's about globalization.
Yeah,
That's why sometimes we need to talk to people from other country, or you need to deal with customer from India, the UK, and so on. So you definitely need to know very well about their social norms, their values, and the way to negotiate. And I feel that by making friends at work and other uni, it really helps me to understand better about it and helps me to develop my communication skills and empathy in understanding people. Yeah.
that's beautiful. I mean, how you mentioned that it's important to learn other people's culture, which also makes you, empathizes. You have the feeling of empathy towards other people and where they come from, and the kind of
Yeah.
backgrounds that they have, which is
Yes. Yes.
something that can be really inculcated during a university life, like you mentioned. So,
True.
like how you mentioned that you did your masters and then now you're working with POAD Media and your different experiences prior to this, has there been any time where you felt that you did not know the way forward? And what would be your tip to a student per se who does not know what to do next? Say the studies are getting over and they don't know the way forward. What would be your advice to someone like that?
So to my advice, I would suggest that like the student have to understand very well about your strengths and weaknesses and what you enjoy doing and you don't enjoy doing, as well as lastly your goal, what you want to be. For instance, maybe you want to be a billionaire, or you just want to have a stable income, or even like you, someone want to chase your dream and start up a business. So you definitely understand very well about your goal of life, and
Right.
also what you like and what you don't like doing. For instance, in my case, I don't like calculating. I hate mathematics. That's why I wouldn't go into a finance path or any task that related to calculation. But I know that I like talking to people, understanding people, helping people. That's why I would pick something that related to those things like marketing, teaching, or sales related job. So I think that's the way you can try to consider those factors before you look for a job. And on the other hand, so you also, as I mentioned, that you need to think about if you're looking for to make loads of money, or you just want a stable life, or you want to chase your dream.
Yeah.
So if for me, I want to set goals for myself and do better. That's why I'm looking for something that maybe a management role and climb up the ladder. So it's also what you expected in your life and your purpose of life. And finally, the best advice I would give is to attend as much as networking events and career fair, because it really helps you to get the opportunity, because you know, oh, which companies are currently recruiting and what they're looking for. So you should connect to those people and ask for opportunity. Or even though if you feel confused, you can ask, actually, getting into a marketing role, what do you usually need to do, what you hate, so you can understand it better by talking to experienced people. Yeah.
I feel you made some very important points there, and the most important being that it's important to know what you like and what you don't like. And I think
Yeah.
that really gives you the direction as to what you want to do. In case someone is very confused about what to do after university or after college or say after school as well, if you know what you like, you can explore those options, maybe those hobbies or those activities. And if you feel something you don't like, then maybe you can, ignore those parts or not bother about them, because you know that this is something you do not enjoy doing. and we
Yeah.
spend most of our lives working, and we want to do work that makes us happy, and also
Yeah.
that we enjoy doing. So very important to know what you like and what you don't like while doing something.
Definitely. It's horrible doing something that you don't like every day, I think.
Good feeling, and the bad times would never make you push yourself forward, because you will always feel like giving up because it's something that you don't like doing. Whereas on the
Yes.
other hand, if you like doing something, and if there are challenges, if there are fallbacks, then you feel like pushing yourself, you feel like taking up those challenges, and
Yeah.
going out of your comfort zone to do well in that particular activity or profession.
Yes.
You mentioned about teaching, so you teach yourself. Tell us a little bit about that.
So basically, I was a guest lecturer at University of Warwick and University of Gloucestershire.
Mhm.
And so for teaching, I met loads of students and they got the similar situation. And there are three things that I would advise the student should focus on during university time, and
Right.
which definitely helps you with your professional setting. Firstly, networking with important people,
Mhm.
such as your professor and your course mate, and also the professionals people you met in career fair, because they might know someone who is the CEO of that company or the recruiter or so on, so they could introduce you the job and give you a better knowledge about the job. So, and the second thing, I would say fully used university resources, because it definitely provides you the job market information,
Mhm.
such as at Warwick we got the my advantage, and they always list out different jobs which are coming out, and you can get the most updated job. And the second thing is the IT skills. So for university, we do provide some free IT session. So I think we can attend it and learn more IT, because this is a technology world. So we should understand it better and be well prepared. And also, we do have some communication and interview skill set as well. And I think we could learn it. So you can definitely apply those skills at work. Yeah. And the final thing is, I would say, join society. So I believe every university has business society
Mhm.
or marketing society, entrepreneur society. So join those society and meet like-minded people, and you guys can grow together. For instance, I want to start up a business. Join the entrepreneur society and enterprise society, because those people want to start up a business as well. So you both can exchange ideas and maybe help each other. So I think those three things you could definitely focus at university.
Very interesting points there. And like you mentioned about the technology part of things, that how important that is. I have been part of those sessions. I remember taking them up consciously, going for it. And I think one has to be very, very willing to do that. You have to look it up, like you said, on My Advantage, and then have a look at them, go attend those sessions. They're free of cost, and they will
Yeah.
only build your profile further. They will only hone your skills further. And it's so important
Yeah.
that it's a technology world. You need to be learning those things. And if you're at Warwick, those things are for free. So do go out and attend those sessions. They're mostly early in the morning. So yeah, you'll have to wake up a bit early, but you should be attending them for sure.
Yeah.
They'll build the profile.
Yes. Networking is so important nowadays. It's all about who you know. And the second thing is your skill set. Yeah.
Absolutely. A mix of those two things will do wonders to anyone for sure.
Yes.
So you've had it mostly figured out, you've done your part, and now you are settled somewhere and you look forward to other things in life. But what would be your advice, I'd like to know, to someone who does not know the way forward and who wants to change industries and start all over? So, for example, if someone has finished studies in a particular course but now is willing to do something else, So say masters in mathematics, but now I want to start up. What would be your advice to someone wanting to change industries?
So, firstly, I would suggest this person should have a list and write down what you want to do in your life and
Right.
what your strengths and weaknesses are and how much you desire to get into that industry,
Right.
as well as to measure the risk and the trade-off. Because realistically, for instance, maybe I study business and I want to get into a teaching industry, change it completely. I need to do a PGDE again and gain some teaching experience. So you need to definitely know how much trade-off you would love to give up, you would like to give up, and how much time you like to spend to study the whole thing again, and how much money you could invest on it. So you can compare those few things and see whether you could do it. So if you couldn't do it, maybe you have financially restraint, then do something that related to your course and then change it later once you save money. So I think that you should think it realistically. Yeah.
Completely agree. I mean, the exercise that you just mentioned, that write it down for yourself. What are the kind of risks you can take? And something very important you mentioned is also money. Students stress about that so much. And like you said, early on, if you know that how much you're willing to give off financially, it's really important, and be realistic about it. You can do it, but be very realistic. Write it down. What are the risks of moving to that industry if you really like the parts of that industry that you want to change to? And probably that will do the job for the person who wants to change industries then.
Yeah, and I want to add one more point.
Yeah.
So if you want to change the industry, I would suggest that have a try first. Try to do something related to the industry as a part time, so
Right.
you don't have to give up everything and see whether you like it. Because I find that a lot of people they want to change their career, but actually they haven't even tried it.
Right.
Until they try it, they figure it out. Actually, they don't like it. So time is very important. So I would definitely save your time and also money. Do it as a part time to see whether you really like it. If not, then stick with what you're doing right now. Yeah.
That absolutely makes sense. You should try it out first and then probably see if that works for you or not.
Yes.
Lovely. It was great talking to you. Thank you so much for all those amazing tips that you mentioned. For any student watching this, I'm so sure it will be so helpful. For anyone who's confused, who's wanting to change industries, or is looking for a way to decide as to what they want after university or college life. Thank you so much for your time, Angel.
That's not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much once again.